Another update video. There's the mains. This one's got the little side shims here for side-to-side play. The crank definitely doesn't look as good as it did last time. I mean, I probably got like 5 miles on since I replaced the mains after the rod knock, and well, it did more harm than good. Right here, she's you can barely feel it, but you can see it, and that's kind of an issue. I never changed the mains when I did the rod bearings, and so this is still from the previous. What else is interesting? So, here's the cylinder one. Kind of just got them sitting over here right now. Yeah, that looks pretty shitty. Also, the rod, the wrist pin isn't good on it. I mean, you go to this piston. I mean, it falls over. This one will fall over. This one will fall over. This one will fall over. And in fact, it's is already tipping over just by me touching it. This one for 6. This is another one. Not as bad as one, but not as good as the other 4. So looks like front and or 1 and 6 are the ones that got a really good hammering on. So about to do an oil change on the Riata, but we're gonna set this right on top of that for now and turn the motor over a little bit. Not enough for the crank to fall out, but just enough for it to get some look at the cylinder walls. For the most part, the wearing isn't horrible. There's no ridge or nothing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing there. So that's good. But there is some wearing on the cylinders down in this section here and up here, right where the skirts would be rubbing. So, kind of see it a little bit. But there's no like gouges, no scratches. You can't feel nothing. So, but on this one here, even though the rod is good, I don't know if you can, the camera's going to pick it up. You see one flake there. There's chunks of rod bearing material in it. So there must have been some leftover material in the oil, even though I changed it with the filter and everything, but probably in the oil cooler there was some left over, and maybe the rest of that main flushed its components through it. I don't know. But I mean, there's no gouging, or it doesn't look like it on this one here. So, oh, there's the main, there's a bearing still. Whoops. There goes a bearing. Oh, that one's not too pretty also. Oh, this bearing's still on there. Oh, we found some copper. Get to the copper. Yeah, so it sucks. So the crank definitely has to be turned. I'm debating on if I should bore the cylinders or not. I kind of don't really have the money for pistons, but what's got to be done is got to be done, right? And I do not want to pull this motor again. Which kind of sucks, because I was hoping to have this thing going in a couple months here. And I won't have money to get it going in a couple months if I'm replacing pistons and getting it bored over and stuff like that. because I kind of wanted to do a race this spring or summer. 3000 Dodge Style 3000 GT. I call it a 3000 GT all the time. But that versus that, once I put the 4L80E in it, versus my 96 Camaro. And I think between all three cars, it should be some pretty close racing. But if I'm going to be punching this out and bigger pistons and everything else, I think this car's going to easily walk on the other two. So it won't be much of a race then. But yeah, I'll see. I want to bring it to the machine shop. I'll talk to them about that. I mean, the rings and stuff all look good. They're all loose and none of them are tight, stuck, or frozen. So that's, I mean, granted, if I'm going to put this motor back together, I'm probably going to replace the rings. If I can get away with just a hone. But like I said, I'll talk to the machine shop and I'll have them like flush this engine, clean it up real nice and everything, so that way if there is anything left in the oil ports and the galleries and stuff like that, it's going to get cleaned out, flushed out, so we don't have to do this all over again. I never want to pull the motor out of that car again. That was a nightmare. I hated it. My hands are too big. I can't fit them in a lot of the spots. But though I think when I put it back in, I'm going to see about doing it with dropping the multiple piece K member or whatever it is. It's really goofy looking. It's definitely not like my 96 where it's one, or like that, where it's just one giant piece that drops. It looks like there's pieces that bolt together. And so I'm going to have to drop all that, I think. I'm going to put this all back in because that was a pain, like I said. It'd be a lot easier to bolt that transmission back onto this when it's outside the car than when it's in. So, yeah, I figured that will be an update video on my 1991 Dodge Stealth. You can check out my YouTube videos by clicking on my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.